Russell Wilson, man, got to show him some love. Gets the start. We hadn't seen him play in quite some time. Mike Tomlin finally made his decision. That's his guy. And you know what? He looked well. Threw for 264, a couple of touchdowns, no interceptions.
Quarterback rating 109.
109, got the team rolling. Look at you. We got some video right there. Mike Tomlin looking excited.
But you know what? I'm going to say this. Even without the stats.
Yeah.
Just him throwing the football, you could see the difference in that team.
Oh, he's a much purer passer than Justin Fields. Well, nobody denying that.
And I think that was, and it was nice. I mean, he even gave Justin Fields a shout out, hey, for holding the team together, whatever. But he threw the ball and put the ball on spots. That is the problem with Fields. Not that he can't play in the league, but he can't throw the ball like that. And if you're a Steelers fan who was like hesitant about going back to Russell, and you see 37 points put up. What's the last time the Steelers scored 37 points?
So the thing, well, first of all, we can have a conversation about fans. Another one, Deshaun Watson story. The only reason I say that is the same fans were booing and calling for Justin Fields in the first quarter in Pittsburgh. He threw his first few passes a little rusty, Russell Wilson, and hitting the ground and throwing some bad ones. And they boo, Ray Justin Fields. So I do think, like, if he were to have a game, say a game and a half, where he's just not saying horrible, but just mid, $115, not looking great, I think in the back of their minds will be that 4-2, where they'll still sit there, and that's almost the dilemma that they'll have until they. But you get what I'm saying? Like, if he this game was great, came out, he was 16-29, 264. I mean, that's not the craziest stats in the world, but that's really good stats.
He hasn't been playing. It's his first game of the year.
And especially, to be honest with you, this season, period. Quarterbacks aren't throwing 300-400. Remember we were seeing 450, 500-yard games?
But there were a lot of people after seeing him throw the ball around the yard were like,
oh, no, it looks different.
It looks different.
I'll give him that, yeah.
And they were like, Justin Fields is looking on the sideline like, I'll never start another game for the Steelers.
But that's what I mean. Like, so what if he has a bad game, like a real one, and then a half that was like not great, but then do they go? Are they? I guess the question is, are they riding him out through the season period now? Because I've heard
I mean, unless he gets hurt or something, or it's like, but I think what they saw and what they were hoping is what they got, and that's just when you make a move like that, and you're a 4-2, and you sit the other quarterback down. If he has a terrible game, then there's reservation. Now you look at it and go, you know what I mean?
This should be what you're hoping if you're Mike Tomlin and the Steelers and obviously the fans. This is the floor. Like, all right, hoping this is kind of not what we said. Like, he's going to give us, 250, look good, look like Russell Wilson of some years ago.
Throw the ball around, the receivers can make some plays.
So
and that's what I think that they were looking for, and they got that. Like, he didn't have 2 picks, he didn't fumble the ball away like he played. And again, you're talking about the stats this year. People aren't throwing for 350, 340.
That's like
it's just different.
That's the most understated story of the NFL to me. Is that, and I don't know if we've talked about it earlier, if it's a compliment to the defenses who are catching up, because remember, all the rules were catered. Every year is a new rule. You can't tackle them here. Don't tackle them this way. Don't do that. And so now I'm wondering, like, what is going on where guys are having winning games? Look at we got Patrick Mahomes, $154, but he won. 264 for Russell Wilson.
$154 is ridiculous.
Yeah, that
should be a half.
That should be a half. Sometimes a quarter. Jared Goff looked amazing, but he only threw for like 260. So this year is just a strange year. It's kind of like late 80s, early 90s, where quarterbacks are having quote-unquote really good games, great games, and only throwing 250, 260. So I don't know what's up with that. But Mike Tomlin, this is the decision he made.
That's what a coach is supposed to do. You're in charge. You need to make the decision what's best for your team. He wouldn't totally commit, and I get the reason why. You know what I mean? Because he knew that he has a Super Bowl winning quarterback there.
And I think he doesn't want to also – I think he's also playing a game of – Justin Fields looks solid. I'm not saying he's their guy the rest of this year. I would have stuck with him, and I stand on that just because I'm thinking futuristically. Like, I might have my guy for the next 7-8 years, but I've always said you have the greatest breaking case of emergency in Russell Wilson, a Super Bowl caliber winning and Hall of Fame caliber player. I'm wondering, too, if he don't want to, like, break the spirits of Justin Fields in case, again, they say, this is our future. Well, we're going to ride this Russ train. They'll sign him for a year.
But I don't know. I mean, here it is. All right, so Wilson had a higher passer rating in Week 7, 109, than Fields did in any of his 6 starts.
Mm-hmm.
Fields' highest passer rating was 104, week 4 at Indy. Wilson threw no picks and took just 1 sack. Ready? Justin Fields has never done that in his NFL career. What's more, Wilson's 264 passing yards and 2 touchdowns are something Fields has only done once in the NFL, throw for 264
that's crazy.
and throw 2 touchdowns. And so that's what I'm saying. He played a couple of years for the Bears. It's not like he just played 2 or 3 games.
Well,
and he hadn't been able
the Bears. But
he
I
hadn't
get
been
your
able
point.
to do that. Yeah,
I get your point.
And that's why, and I said this to you before, this is on Tomlin. He hasn't won a playoff game in 8 years. He needs to win a playoff game, and I think he knows that, and that's why he held out for the idea of Russell Wilson getting healthy.
They're built to win now.
Yeah.
That defense and just the style in which, and you also got to give credit to Najee Harris, who ran the heck out the ball yesterday too, ran 100+ yards. So the offense was definitely moving, and they're built to win now. And if Russell Wilson if that's the floor, then they're going to be a scary team. And again, they're in a good situation where whatever happens, Russell Wilson just starts playing poorly in 2-3 weeks or something, or if he gets injured, you have Justin Fields again. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes of 3 years ago, but you can go back to Justin Fields. They're in a good situation to continue to really scare some teams in the AFC right now, because you still got the Ravens, you still got the Chiefs. That's probably about it, right? Oh, the Texans are still there, even though they I don't know what's going on with them. They're not quite exactly what you thought they would be.